Rick Delucry back again with part 4 of our election guide. Let's take a little detour and talk for a minute about political advertising. Political advertising is no different than any other form of advertising. The advertising is meant to draw you in, to get your attention, and to create an impression or evoke some action. It's basic. Political advertising is no different. So, I'm holding up something which I imagine we all received, which is a recent mailer from the Gunther Simpson-Serra campaign. It talks about a $20 million savings plan, and it's got a nice visual there of a big pile of money, and that's good. Piles of money are good. And it tells us, in part, that Phil, Andy, and Vince are taking a bold stand against unsustainable government spending and escalating public contracts. Little side note, Phil has been in office now for 22 years, and every single contract has turned over 3, 4, or 5 times during his tenure, and the arrow has always pointed up. So this unsustainable system of spending and escalating public contracts, it's actually something Phil created. But let's move on from that. On the back we have the blueprint for reform. Looks impressive. Got a column of numbers here. It says today's contract, years 1 through 20. Then it says our plan, with smaller numbers. And then the savings, potential savings, per employee. The only problem is, well, it's actually 2 problems. One problem is, these numbers under our plan, they're made up numbers. Those numbers don't exist. No union has agreed to those numbers. And even if those union would agree to the numbers, another thing they neglect to mention in the $20 million potential savings plan is that it would only apply to new hires. So, for example, the public safety employee who is this year, in year 8, making $87,431, in year 9 is not going to make $57,080. He's not going to take a $30,000 pay cut. That's a fact that they omit to tell you in coming to their $20 million savings. You know, if it were that easy, I'd like to think, you know, as a taxpayer, and I'm sure taxpayers would like to think that maybe Phil would have done something like this even once over the past 22 years, but no. Phil was the author of all the contracts over these years. He is the author of, you know, the expenditures that we make for public safety and our other employees from the very beginning. So I'm a little skeptical now when they tell me that they are recognizing the need to reform and restructure the city's salary structure. The facts don't really support that.